Today's topic is order of operations. Many of you have learned this acronym, PEMDAS, to remember the order in which we do the operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. P stands for parentheses, and then we do our exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. The acronym PEMDAS is a little bit misleading as far as the multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction goes. And that's because multiplication does not always come before division. When you only have these operations left, you're going to work from left to right, just like you were reading a book or a sentence. So be careful when you get down to multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Remember, we want you to go one step at a time. So don't try to do multiple operations in one step. Here's the first one. 3 plus 9 plus 10 divided by 2 times 3. I like to go through all of the different steps, the different possibilities, kind of as a checklist. So the first thing I would ask myself, is there any parentheses? The answer is no. Are there any exponents? Again, the answer is no. So now I'm going to look for multiplication and division. And I'm going to do whatever comes first, looking from left to right. And that would be the division. So I'm going to do 10 divided by 2 to give me 5. Then I'll do the multiplication. 3 plus 9 plus 15. Now, with addition being the only operation left, we're going to work from left to right. 12 plus 15 gives me a final answer of 27. Great, now let's look at letter B. 4 divided by 2 plus 16 times 2 divided by 4. Again, there are no parentheses and there are no exponents. So we're looking multiplication and division from left to right. The first one you encounter is division. So 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. Working from left to right, I will do the multiplication next. 2 plus 32 divided by 4. Now the division, and lastly I'll add to give me a final answer of 10. Letter C. 3 times the sum of 3 and 7 squared divided by 5. This time we do have some parentheses, so we have to do whatever is inside the parentheses first. In this problem, it's 3 plus 7. So 3 plus 7 gives me 10. Now the parentheses is simplified as far as I can go, so I'm going to move on to E. I'm going to move on to exponents. And there is an exponent here. Okay, there is a power. I'm going to take that 10 and I'm going to square it, meaning I'm going to multiply it by itself. So 10 times 10 will give me 100. And now if I look, I have multiplication and division. I'll work from left to right. So 3 times 100 is 300 divided by 5 gives me 60. Letter D. We have 1/2 times 24 minus 2/3 times 15. Okay, those numbers are being multiplied, so I'm going to do that first. 1/2 of 24 is 12. And 2/3 times 15 is 10. So I have 12 minus 10, which equals 2. Letter E. 4 plus 10 divided by 8 minus 2 times 3. In this problem, we've got 2 sets of parentheses. Make sure that you work the innermost parentheses first. So if we look at the innermost parentheses, we have subtraction and we have multiplication. We're going to do that multiplication first. 2 times 3 gives me 6. And then we'll do the subtraction to give me 2. Now we still have parentheses left. We have those brackets. We'll do that first. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Let's look at letter F. 15 divided by 3 squared plus 3 squared minus 7. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of things in this first step. I'm going to do the division inside that first parentheses, and I'm going to do the exponent inside that second parentheses. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, so I have 5 squared, plus, and then 3 squared is 9, so 9 minus 7. 5 squared is 25, 9 minus 7 is 2, add them together, you get 27. All right, example 2. We're going to evaluate expressions given different numerical values for the letters. So for example, 12D plus BC. First thing that we have to do is we have to replace or substitute the numbers in for their appropriate letters. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to replace all of the letters with their equivalent numerical values. That'll leave me with 12 times 1/2 plus 4 times 3. 1/2 of 12 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. 6 plus 12 gives me 18. So for these problems, we're just adding one additional step at the beginning, and that's substituting in the values. And then from there, we'll use our order of operations to solve. Let's look at B. X squared plus 6D. First thing we'll do is substitute our values in. So everywhere I see an X, I'll replace it with a 0.2. And in this one, every time I see a D, I'll replace it with a 1/2. 0.2 squared means 0.2 times 0.2. That's 0.04. And 6 times 1/2 is 3. When we add those together, we get 3.04. Last example. A squared plus B squared over 3BC. Again, our first step needs to be to replace all of those variables. So that's what I did. And now you have to be careful in a fraction, okay? Treat the numerator and treat the denominator separately, right? Do the order of operations in the numerator, do them in the denominator, and then if possible, reduce the fraction at the end. So I did 4 squared and got 16 in the numerator, and then in the denominator, I multiplied across and I got 3 times 4 is 12, times 3 is 36. In the numerator, I still have a little bit more to do, so I added 6 plus 16 to get 22 over 36, which I know can be simplified to 11 over 8.